So for our film, we looked at different fonts to use that would symbolise the kind of image that we wanted. So at first we looked at calligraphy, kind of squiggly kind of writing, because it's both beautiful and quite joined together to give a kind of beautiful sense to it, but we felt like it needed more of a darker tone. So then we started looking at kind of tattoo-like fonts, and it did look good, but it gave a more of a modern sense, and we were making a film noir, so we didn't think that would work very well. So after kind of checking with other tattoo fonts, we finally came to Marigold, which is quite a sharp and kind of vampire-like text, quite simple but very, very unique in its own way. So we thought that would work well with our film noir. So to get an idea of how titling worked in film, we looked at the title, and we looked at different things such as Seven, the horror film, and we looked at how they used different types of font and where in particular they used them, and on what shots, and the effect that they had along with the music and the picture itself. Then we looked at things like True Blood and how they used images and titling together, like the Baptist kind of, water and like strawberries on the face to make it look like blood. And kind of looked at how the font worked well with the image and how it kind of gave its own meaning like to what the show is about. And then we looked at Cirque du Freak, the vampire's assistant, and looked how they used pieces of iconography along with the font. So like when they were doing the spider, for example, they named it with the star and the John C. Reilly, kind of who's the vampire in the film, using the fangs to show that he's the vampire in the film. And we kind of got to look at how fonts were used in the film. So for our before and opening on our film, now for our film we used very basic titling for the first edit because first of all we didn't have all the shots that we needed and we didn't know what font to use for our film. At the time we didn't look at the titling, so it was
Forgive me for I have sinned.
We wanted to see the difference between how we used the basic titling at first and then moved on to using Marigold later on. Then when we began to use Marigold and adding a bit of a red glow to the font and how it would disappear and reappear, it gave more of a kind of slow, kind of journey-like sense, more of a kind of dark.
Forgive me for I have sinned.
Which really added on to what we were doing. It also helped because it just looked more vampiristic, so it itself created another kind of piece of iconography to link to vampires because of the red glow to the actual